It is the 31st of the 8th, 2011. This is today's climate change update. I'm going to make it quick tonight. It's late. I worked. Starting on earthchangescott.net, we have a volcano south of Mexico City is shooting blasts of ash from its crater. The Popocatépetl volcano, Mexico's National Disaster Prevention Agency, says the volcano has spewed ash more than a half a mile or a kilometer into the sky 4 times Tuesday. It says there is possibility ash could fall onto Mexico City overnight. So we have a major eruption just south of Mexico City. We got a story: extreme 2010 Russian fires and Pakistan floods linked to meteorology. The research finds the same large-scale meteorological event, an abnormal Rossby wave, sparked extreme heat and persistent wildfires in Russia, as well as unusual downstream wind patterns that shifted rainfall in the Indian monsoon region and fueled heavy flooding in Pakistan. And Mount Etna in Sicily puts on a natural fireworks show. They have video of this. She's definitely popping off some lava pretty good. Britain's summer, coolest in nearly 20 years. And with them finding that new cold current coming down by Ireland, that's no surprise at all. Typhoon Nanmadol leaves 16 dead in the Philippines, and that it's on its way to China. U.S. tropical storm Katia grows, expected to become a hurricane, and they're predicting it up to a Category 3 in about 5 days. They've got a story: mental illness rise ranked to climate change. Again, and this is, they're saying post-traumatic stress due to, extreme weather and the heat and the flooding and whatnot, which is to be expected. The Banda Sea earthquake, magnitude 6.8. And that's a volcanic area. It's been there's a earthquake swarm going on around where is it? Vanuatu. Hundreds stranded in Vermont amid epic flooding. And again, Irene just dumped in on the New England of the United States, and just extensive flooding and damage going on. Still people without power. They're talking for weeks yet to come. And another hurricane brewing in the Atlantic. Definitely serious situation. And the Russian volcano story I put out yesterday is disrupting air traffic, which is they fly over, around Alaska. The international flights were. Signs of unrest at famous Tambora caldera in Indonesia. Eruptions under Martin pointing to a new report Indonesian from the Volcanology Survey in Indonesia that raises the alert level of one of Indonesia's most famous volcanoes, Tambora. Now, many of you volcano enthusiasts would remember Tambora from 1815, when it produced one of the largest eruptions in the past few thousand years. This eruption threw enough material and aerosols into the atmosphere to cause significant global cooling, producing the year without a summer. Where have I heard that before? Katla, which is having its activity as well underneath its glacier. And they got the Katia story. And here's that story. Banda Sea earthquake reignites seismic swarm near Vanuatu, and that's again on the Pacific Plate, north of New Zealand, and a very active volcanic area. And mystery deepens behind Windsor, unusual rumbling noise. And for weeks, residents of Windsor, Ontario have been complaining about a mysterious rumbling that is shaking them out of the sleep. So far, no one, including the Ontario Ministry of the Environment and Federal Agency of Earthquakes in Canada, has any idea why. And apparently one of the city council member actually witnessed this event, and he's saying it definitely sounds like an artificial vibration noise coming from the business district, and they're not quite sure what's causing it or who's tracking it down or whatnot. But they've got a video attached with that. Comet Elenin disintegrating and breaking up as it approaches the sun. Now, bear in mind, the story's off of spaceweather.com. So much for Doomsday. Comet Elenin, widely known for its inaccurate reports of its threat to Earth, appears to be breaking apart. Observations by amateur astronomer of Australia showed rapid dimming and elongation of the comet's nucleus akin to the comet Linear, which also disintegrated when it approached the sun in 2000. Comets are fragile objects, so this development, while unexpected, comes as no surprise. Readers with pertinent images of Elenin are invited to submit them, blah blah blah, at spaceweather.com. Bear in mind, Elenin's still going to cross the path of the Earth. We are still going to approach and enter that debris field in early November. So now that Elenin has broken up officially, it might be one heck of a light show come early November after all. But nobody's saying anything about that. I don't think these chunks are just going to disappear, right? They just keep going on track like they normally would. They're just not big enough to see now. And Typhoon Namadol drops 20 inches of rain on Taiwan, leaves 16 dead in the Philippines, and of course, like I said, it's on its way to China. Over to the RSOE, of course, the historic flooding in Vermont. We have forest fire in Montana in the Bitterroot National Forest. That is about it for me tonight. Of course, if I forgot anything, please leave your comments below or attach your videos, of course. Enjoy what you can, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.